Mum has always been a very kind of strong, independent, knows her own mind, made beautiful homes, cooked amazing meals. I feel really blessed that I had a mum that was so engaging and taught me so much, and also gave me the best start to kind of be the person that I am today.
Well, we've been together for 45 years. We actually lived in West Wales, rural West Wales, for 27 years. My kids kept reminding me how close I was getting to my 90th birthday, and it was about time that I moved from a big rambling house with an acre and so of garden and got something smaller. But unfortunately, by that time, I was only just beginning to realise that Marjorie was having problems, and the kids were constantly reminding me that things were not quite as they should be.
I think I saw it before anybody, and I think that's probably because Dad, obviously living with Mum every day, didn't see the decline so easily. And really the biggest indicator, which was probably about 7.5 years ago, was the change in Mum being able to cook. And I remember a particular time when it wasn't that she just lost the confidence, she was making odd meals and odd combinations, and I noticed it, and she got a little bit upset about me sort of talking about it and raising it. And then the following time that we visited, which was probably a couple of months later, she made exactly the same meal. And when I said, oh gosh, we've got this again, probably not the most helpful thing to say at the time, she said, I've never made it before. So I started to get an inkling, and to be totally honest, I think both Mum and Dad were in a place where they didn't really want to believe that that was the case. As soon as we went through the test, it just reinforced everything that I thought. And very sadly, Mum was fairly far down, I think, in terms of the diagnosis. I'm very aware that emotionally for Dad, losing the person that he's loved and lived with all his life is really, really tough, because it feels like a grieving process even though they're alive, which is really hard.
All the time you feel you want to be doing your best. I want to be doing my best for her, and because it's such a dreadfully restricted life that she has at the moment. But I can't get any feedback from her as to what to do, so it's a bit of a sort of hit and miss. You're sort of grasping at anything that you can do that you find that works, which the Mindsong has been great.
So Mindsong is a Gloucestershire-based charity, and we use music, and in particular music therapy, to support people with dementia and their carers. Music therapy is a clinical intervention. All our therapists are trained, qualified therapists, and we're registered with the Health and Care Professions Council.
I see that the music therapy can facilitate a meeting of shared understanding. This morning with Dennis and Marjorie, she was animated. It was a lovely connection between them both, where they were sharing the music, the humour, the banter of their coupledom as such. It was just absolutely lovely.
The value for me for music therapy is that we're placing the service at a complex end, supporting people at home, but we're thinking about how we can support the whole family, but in a way that's compassionate. It's really hard to describe on a piece of paper the benefit and the feeling, but having sampled a music therapy session, the value has to be felt rather than read.
I do believe that what you've provided for the people that I've referred has been really good. Well, I wouldn't keep referring if I didn't anyway. Because Mindsong is something that comes to the person in their own home, and a lot of the things that we offer are community-based, and not everybody that I visit is able to come out of their own home, whether that's for a physical reason or whether actually They don't cope coming out of their own. It's too frightening being out of their familiar environment. I think if we had Mindsong as part of the pathway where we could access it as part of our service, and it was giving some funding to enable that resource to be a bit bigger, I think that would be brilliant.
When life can feel very dark and lots of difficult days, and this sounds a strange way of putting it, but I see the moments with Philly and Mindsong as a bit of sunshine on a dark day. That mum's smile and her reacting to the music is so precious when you have so little feedback in terms of how mum's feeling. And so for me it's been priceless, and I think the work that Mindsong and particularly for us Philly has done has been fantastic, and the care and consideration not just of mum but of dad as well has been hugely supportive.
She does seem to react to music, so we always have some music on and she'll be jigging away in bed. It seems to be one of the very few things that we can rely on, that we get a good reaction. I'm full of admiration for it.
On a Monday, which when Philly comes, I'm always at work, but I always think, well, Mum will be having her Mindsong session, and I just feel really positive that there's something happening that, rather than just be about kind of managing her day-to-day care, is about giving her something back, and that's incredibly important to me.
My body lies over the ocean. Oh, bring back my body to me. Bring back, oh, bring back my body to me, to me. Bring back, oh, bring back my body to me. How do you sang beautifully there. Yes, you did.